Hello everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Donna. Turn this down a little bit. Today I'm going to be making up some meatballs for some spaghetti and meatballs. So I wanted to jump on and share it with you guys as usual. It's a good old meatball that's been used for a long time in our family, in mine, and I wanted to share it with y'all. But here I have one small onion, and I'm going to cook this probably just till it starts cooking down, maybe 15 minutes or so, and then we'll let that cool and get our other ingredients put together. But I got a couple of tablespoons of oil in there with that. Alright, moved over here to the counter. Now, while our onions are cooking on medium-low, because you're not looking to fry, make sure you're cooking them low. We want them to break down a little bit. Okay. Now, in this bowl, I like to get my breadcrumbs ready, which is just dry breadcrumbs. I use the dry, no seasonings, because we're going to be putting some seasoning in there. And to that, I'm going to add a half a cup of water. This is just going to help moisten everything. And in there, I'm going to add 3/4 teaspoons of my garlic powder. I'm going to add 1 3/4 teaspoons of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper to it. I just get it all mixed in here together. That way we just add all this to our meat. And you'll be needing 2 pounds of chuck meat. 80/20 is what I use. I have 2 beaten eggs, 2 teaspoons of fresh parsley, and I have 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and this is just your mixture that you go ahead and add to your meatball, your hamburger, or your chuck, whatever you're using. But like I said, I use chuck. And I have a 1/4 cup of fresh Parmesan cheese. And that's it. And we're going to get our onions done, get it added to our meat, and get this added in. Alright, last 5 minutes of cooking or so. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of red crushed pepper. Now, if you don't like spicy, they're not real spicy, but if you like spicy and they're not for kids, add it in. If not, by all means, leave it out. I'll let this cook 5 minutes. I'm going to let it cool, and we'll get it added to our mixture. Okay, this will be the time to go ahead and get your oven preheated to 400 degrees. And my onions and pepper have cooled down. There I have 2 pounds of ground chuck, 80/20. See how those onions hardly cook down to nothing? It's just a really small onion. Probably a cup, chopped, then cooked. Gives it lots of flavor when you get them all out, when you saute them. Mama used to put them in just raw, and I do them that way sometimes too, just to speed it up a bit, but that does make a difference on the flavor. And, you know, not biting into a crunchy onion sometimes. Okay, there's our onion and pepper. And here's our wet mixture that's going to go in there. Just get it all in there. Okay. Just kind of spread it out over the top. That's what I do. It just makes it easier getting it mixed in, and fold it in. press it, fold it. That's how I do it. Or sometimes I'll just get in there with my hands. But now the size of the meatball is totally up to you. I usually do probably quarter cup size. That's how I grew up with them. Mama made them pretty big. Sometimes bigger than that, but you can by all means do them smaller. A couple tablespoon size maybe. But I'm going to do probably quarter cup size, and we'll get them all put on this. Got my cookie sheet lined with some foil, lightly oiled. It just helps them, prevents them from sticking. Just going to get that mixed up. Okay. Well, like I said, make them the size you like. But you're going to bake them probably 20 to 25 minutes. Just depends. As long as they're golden brown. And just roll them in some balls at the size that you want them. And bake them probably about 20 to 25 minutes at this size. If you're going to go any smaller, I would say probably maybe 15 to 18 minutes. As long as they're brown, it's going to, your oven, it just depends on your oven how brown they're going to get them, how quick, because they are going to finish cooking up in some marinara sauce that I'm going to get going. So we'll get these cooking and get them out. Alrighty, I got my sauce and get my meatballs here. Mine cooked 20 minutes. They browned up really nice. Now, what I'm going to do is just drop them in some sauce. Now, by all means, this makes a wonderful sub sandwich also, a good meatball sub, and then put some Parmesan cheese on them and put them in under the broiler for a few seconds. Makes a great sub sandwich as well. But here I went quick. See how nicely brown those are? I went quick and easy today. I used the jar sauce and just put a little bit of meat in that sauce as well for whoever in the family don't like meatballs. But that's kids for you. As they get older, they change, right? But we're just going to get these in the sauce, and they're going to cook probably an hour in the sauce. And we're going to have it with spaghetti, some pasta. Eat these however you please. But like I said, these cook an hour. As long as they're golden brown and cook through, you're good. But I'm going to let these just slightly bubble away. Let them cook. And we're going to have us some spaghetti and some nice crusty bread. Okay, and we'll be back, guys. I wanted to bring up too, if y'all are wondering what I used. I like the Rios, but that's a bit pricey. But it is good sauce. But I'm using the Paul Newman's marinara, and then I'm using a jar of that, and I'm using a jar of his roasted garlic. And I just add in extra, I put bell pepper, I put extra garlic, I put tomato paste. It just gives it that more homemade flavor. If you got those things on hand, that's great, Make it your own by adding to it. But if not, straight from the jar, it's delicious either way. But I have, extra stuff in there with that sauce. So just wanted to let y'all know what I used today. Or you make your own with some crushed tomatoes. Saute you up some garlic and onions, and you use some Italian seasoning, and you got you some sauce. But this is some good sauce cooked up this way. Lightly bubbling, guys. See there? Like I said, cook it an hour. Now, if you're going to make these for sub sandwiches, skip the part with, adding all those peppers and onions and more meat to the sauce. You just want your jar sauce or your own homemade sauce, And put like I said, you can make some good subs that way with some mozzarella cheese on it too. I think I mentioned Parmesan a while ago. But I just wanted to show you a low boil. I am going to cover it. Last 10 minutes or so of cooking, I'll take that lid off. Alrighty, there it is. The finished meatballs. I think I counted 16 of them I got, give or take or so. I mean, I didn't measure them. I guesstimated they were quarter cup size, but I mean, they're really good meatballs. I hope you guys give them a try. And I think you can see that pretty close up, can't you? I already got my plate ready. I just wanted to show you guys that there. They look good. They're really good meatballs, and like I said, you know, they make really good meatball sub sandwiches with some mozzarella on them or some parm. Get that in there, but you guys go ahead and enjoy them, and I hope you give them a try and enjoy them. And until next time, you guys stay safe out there, and I appreciate every one of you watching. And until next time, we will see you guys later. And please get me out there and share. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. Bye-bye. Stay blessed.